Hey there, future coding ninjas! So you want to learn Python, huh? Good choice. It's way more fun than learning to play the accordion, that's for sure. Python is like the Beyoncé of programming languages, super popular, powerful, and everyone wants to work with it. Plus, no awkward talent show moments required. We're gonna break down this coding thing real simple, like explaining it to your dog. Don't worry, no treats required, but feel free to grab some snacks, we won't judge. Get ready to unlock the secrets of the coding universe. Let's do this. First things first. What is Python? No, it's not a reptile you'll find slithering around a computer lab, though that would be kinda cool. Python is a programming language, which is basically a way to tell a computer what to do. Think of it like giving instructions to your smart speaker, but instead of playing music, you're making awesome things happen. And the best part? Python is known for being beginner-friendly. It's like the comfy sweatpants of coding languages, easy to understand and work with. So put on your coding sweatpants, grab your laptop, and let's get this Python party started. Alright, let's talk about variables, the VIPs of the coding world. These little guys are essential in every programming language. Think of a variable like a container that holds information. Just like you might store different items in a container, variables store different types of data. It's like that junk drawer in your kitchen. You can put all sorts of stuff in there. From old batteries to random screws, it can hold a variety of things. In Python, you can have variables for numbers, words, we call those strings, fancy, right? And even lists of things. Lists are like a collection of items, all stored under one variable name. It's like having a digital filing cabinet for your code. Each variable is a drawer, and you can label them to keep everything organized. Now, data types are just a fancy way of saying what kind of information you're storing. They help the computer understand how to handle the data. It's like labeling your junk drawer with sticky notes, batteries, takeout menus, random screws. This way you know exactly what's inside each section, and don't even get me started on operations. These are actions you can perform on your variables. These are just symbols that tell the computer to do math or compare things. You can add, subtract, multiply, and divide, just like on a calculator. It's like giving your calculator a workout, but way more fun. Plus, you can do so much more with code than just basic math. The possibilities are endless. Section 4, loop-de-loop and around we go. Ever feel like you're doing the same thing over and over again, like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of repetitive tasks? It's like explaining to your cat for the 100th time why they can't eat your pizza. Frustrating, right? Well, loops in Python are here to save the day, and your sanity. They help you automate those repetitive tasks. Loops are like those repeat buttons on your favorite Spotify playlist. They let you run a piece of code multiple times without having to type it out every single time. Imagine the time you'll save. There are two main types of loops in Python for loops and while loops. Each has its own unique way of handling repetition. Think of a for loop, like going through a guest list and greeting each person one by one. It's systematic and orderly. A while loop is more like saying, keep dancing until the music stops. It continues as long as a certain condition is true. Loops might sound a little loopy at first, see what I did there? But trust me, they'll become your new best friend. Once you get the hang of them, you'll wonder how you ever coded without them. So, embrace the loop-de-loop and watch your productivity soar. Happy coding! Section 5, functions, your code's personal assistant. Let's be real, sometimes we all need a little help. Coding can be overwhelming, and that's perfectly okay. That's where functions come in. They're like your code's personal assistant, ready to tackle any task you throw their way. Think of them as your trusty sidekick in the world of programming. A function is basically a block of code that you can reuse whenever you need it. It's a way to make your code more efficient and easier to manage. It's like having a pre-programmed setting on your coffee maker. You just hit a button and boom, caffeine time. No need to measure out the coffee grounds every single time. Functions can do all sorts of things, like calculate the tip at a restaurant, send an email, or even automate repetitive tasks that would otherwise take up a lot of your time. They can also be used to play a game, making your code interactive and fun. They're the ultimate time saver and make your code super organized. With functions, you can break down complex problems into smaller, manageable pieces. So next time you're feeling overwhelmed by your code, just call on a function to lend a helping hand. They can simplify your work and make coding a more enjoyable experience. They're like the superheroes of the programming world, always ready to save the day and make your coding journey smoother and more efficient. Section 6. Keep calm and code on. Congratulations, my friend, you've reached the end of our whirlwind tour of Python basics. You've learned about variables, data types, loops, functions, and probably a few dad jokes along the way. Remember, coding is like learning to ride a bike. It takes practice, patience, and maybe a few scraped knees along the way. But once you get the hang of it, it's pure coding freedom. So keep practicing, keep experimenting, and most importantly, keep having fun. The world of coding is yours to explore. Now go forth and create something amazing.